When you don't know the outcome of something and your mind is racing with thoughts, how do you deal with it?
Well, I don't care about the outcome. I improvise, like now.
Like right now?
Yeah.
That's good. So what are your thoughts telling you right now?
Just listen to what he's asking and answer to the question.
But you said you were improvising.
Yeah, improvising with the answer. But I don't have a thought about the outcome. But about thoughts, they can kill you.
Yeah.
They create your world. And
That's a good point.
yeah.
They create your world, yeah. He said, Cameron said something like, I just want you to know that this has not been a bad experience for me over this week. Just because I had 150 million thoughts, I slept like a baby. This wasn't bad for me. So I don't want you to think that going through something like this with a bunch of thoughts is, I mean, obviously it can be bad, right? It can be horrible, but this has not been bad for me. It allowed me to kind of see myself, really. It allowed me to kind of see that I'm okay. I'm okay with not knowing. I really am. I'm okay with not knowing. I'm okay with not being the best at something, and that's perfectly fine with me. But I do agree that thoughts can be your world if you allow them. And people commit suicide, people do all kind of weird stuff.
And people believe in COVID.
True.
Yeah, I just want to finish.
Please, sorry.
My improvisation.
Sorry, I interrupted her.
Your thoughts are influenced by everything around you. And when I get influenced by people, by TV, by podcasts, negative podcasts, I say to myself, this is your world. I have mine. And this puts a barrier of them trying to, they're not trying, them influencing my negative thinking. So this is your world. I dismiss you. That's how I fight thoughts.
And is that easy?
It's easy, yeah. It's just like you put a spell on. It's like you put a spell on them. Like you block them.
Like you put a spell on them?
Like, this is your world.
I'm scared now.
No.
Now I'm scared.
Well,
no,
you just say, this is your world. This is your world, and that's it. It blocks the negativity coming into your
Most of the time when if I hear a podcast and I don't understand it, I just kind of leave it right there. I don't know. And I'm okay with not understanding it. People have their own way of explaining things, and I don't get everybody. So not everybody, maybe I do get them, and it just doesn't make sense to me, and I'm okay. What's it like not knowing?
No, I think the analogy that you used about the firearms training is perfect, because I'm an avid two-way supporter, and I go hunting with my friends, and then sometimes we take one of our little liberal friends, our beta friends, and
He's little?
Beta, and then they'll see us just handle the weapons. Like, we're just gonna go shoot out in the desert, or I have friends who have property out in Kern County, and we're just like, well, we usually have tape mags, and we just rack them, and then we just pull it, and then we start shooting, and the ones that aren't well versed when it comes to weaponry, they grab the gun and they're panicked out. I'm like, hey, dude, hold it to your chest, or grab your wrist with the other hand and shoot. And but I think something that you touched on about that with that analogy was that sometimes not knowing is what paralyzes you. Like, if you don't know weaponry, you think, oh, guns are bad, guns are this, or let's say something else like panicking because you're in a social setting and you don't know anybody there. I think that fear of not knowing is what paralyzes a lot of people, and like they said, it can be dangerous, because panic is what usually kills you, or the fear, and staying frozen and not reacting will usually get you done.
And I'll add to that, it doesn't just paralyze people. It might make them ask a question at the wrong, the timing might be off on what they're doing. They're approaching somebody or they're asking a question and it's just all wrong. So yeah, it's not just paralyzing, it could be anything. Go ahead, James.
What the lady said about hearing negative podcasts influencing her and causing her to react, and then her realizing that that's your world. I've noticed that with like different confrontations with people, or even just seeing feedback online or whatever about like my show or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it can make me change how I see the person, and it can change my whole mood when they're just giving feedback, and they may not even mean it in the way that I'm taking it. They may be like meaning it like they're friends of the show, they love Bond and JLP, and they just
Trying to help.
They may have like a valuable, even if they're enemies and hate me, like it's irrelevant because they can give me feedback that's helpful.
Yeah.
So I've just noticed that the thoughts though will get you busy judging them and trying to be defensive,
Yeah.
and it just makes you worse.
And it might be the best thing, it might be that thing you need to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good point.
Sorry, I have to. Thank you. I just want to say, Hake, you've done an amazing job taking over this week for JLP. And Jesse, I wish you well. I hope all is well. And I did see a couple people attack you this week on the show. And honestly, like there was not good reason for it, and I understand, but you're doing a really, really great job. I mean, I'm actually starting to favor your show over Jesse's. So sorry, Jesse, but I really like talking to you and talking with you. So hey, disavow. You just made my day right there by disavowing, because I love when you disavow. But I will say that to the chat. I see a lot of you guys in there. You want to get the message, and you are funny. You're really funny, but sometimes y'all make judgments, especially about hate. And if you're saying something to be funny, but you're actually discerning it, then you are correct. But if you're just judging, like, I don't think you got the message yet, and you probably should wake up.
I think they're doing just what they're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. They are, whether they have it or not, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. And it ain't about them so much as it is about me. Sorry, I mean individual.